Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Your quick roundup of everything that is happening in the tech world, in the UAE and around the world. Right here in the UAE, we have a big accomplishment that we are celebrating because a team of researchers at one of the universities right here in the UAE are developing a portable testing kit that can detect COVID-19 in less than an hour. We're talking about remarkable time, 35 minutes, and it is not as uncomfortable as the PCR test.
Yes, indeed. Now, a team of researchers at Abu Dhabi's Khalifa University have developed a promising new testing kit that can detect the COVID-19 coronavirus in just 35 minutes. Now, I am very grateful for this new testing kit. I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. Because just the fear of taking a COVID-19 test and being stressed out for 24 hours until you get that negative positive result, those 24 hours, in some places even up to 48 hours. So having those 24 to 48 hours of you stressing out if you have COVID-19 or not, and then coming out, hopefully it will be negative, then you do get a kind of sigh of relief. But within 35 minutes, it's going to help a lot of people. And not only that, even going to Abu Dhabi, because we do know that there is checkpoints to go into Abu Dhabi. So having that 35-minute test is awesome. Now, the portable device, which is slightly larger than a smartphone, is undergoing clinical validation. But so far, the results have proven to be as accurate as a PCR nasal swab test, which we know is the most accurate test.
Absolutely. Now, we've also seen the DPI testing that has been done, the laser test.
Yes.
But a lot of discussions,
I've done it.
have been saying that it's not as accurate as the PCR test.
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. I had to go to Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks ago, and I did the DPI test. The result came on the spot.
3 minutes, I think.
3 minutes, but unfortunately, I turned out positive for an infection. So
True.
The DPI test looks for an infection in your body, or if your immune system does have those antibodies out. But because I have previous medical conditions, it did show that my immune system was fighting something. So I had to do the PCR swab test, but it is not as accurate. The DPI is not as accurate to detect COVID-19 in particular. But this new testing kit is going to detect as quick and not as quick, as accurate as the PCR nasal swab test.
Absolutely. Now, this kit is actually reusable and it can test up to 16 different samples at one time, which explains why it can test so fast. The best part about it is that no nasal swabs are needed. It is basically based on the saliva of every person. So the color will change based on the result of the test itself. So the technique of the device is called LAMP, and it's a very low-cost method that is used to detect different diseases, including the coronavirus. And what it does is basically use a thermal cycling approach so that it can start the RNA replication process and detect if the virus is found in your body. So what it does is use a single temperature approach to get the same exact result. Now, we've actually seen this device make headlines earlier this week because of how fast it was detecting. At the beginning, it was detecting the results within 45 minutes, but now that time has actually been cut down to 35 minutes. And this also includes the time that is taken to prepare the sample itself.
Yes, Omnia, and the portable device is actually 3D printed, which I do like a lot. Now, we're seeing a lot of people and a lot of companies manufacture things, and a lot of universities in general manufacture products using 3D printing. And it's just like we said, ladies and gentlemen, it's as big as your smartphone device. So it's pretty quick, pretty portable, and easy.
And it's based on your saliva, so no uncomfortable feeling.
No uncomfortable feeling at all. I think what they'll do is they'll swab your mouth or something like that. And I personally do not like the PCR swab test.
No.
It feels like I've flushed out everything out of my nose, and it's super uncomfortable. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. Hopefully I don't do it again. But Omnia, you've done a PCR test. What do you think about PCRs?
Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable, and it gets your eyes to tear on their own. But with a saliva test, the only thing that you're going to be needing to look at is the color of the sample. So, as we said, it's based on a thermal form of technology. So the color that the sample turns into will basically determine if you're positive or if you're negative. So if you have a yellow color of a sample, that means you are sadly a positive case of coronavirus. But the pink color actually represents a negative case. And as we mentioned, this device was actually currently being worked on since May, but starting mid-October, they'll start doing the saliva tests, and hopefully in the very near future, we'll be able to detect coronavirus by simply using these saliva samples. The best part about it is that, as we mentioned, since this device is handheld, it can be used at home, it could be used at offices, and it could even be used to screen passengers at the airport just before they board their flight, which is definitely going to make traveling become a much faster process.
And you know what, Omnia, speaking about things that are faster and easier, well, Google wants a bid to turn YouTube into a shopping destination. So obviously shopping is going to be easier and faster for you. For, let's say, for example, you're watching a new music video on YouTube. Some of your favorite artist is wearing a shirt that you like. Well, Google does want you to do that.
Yes, indeed. So you can actually go ahead and buy that shirt without having to scour through the internet to what brand they are wearing. Every toy, every gadget that you see on YouTube could be soon up for sale. Not on Amazon, but right on YouTube itself.
Yes. Now, listen, the world's largest video site is YouTube, and it has actually recently started asking creators to use YouTube software to tag and track products featured in their clips. The data will then be linked to an analytics and shopping tools parent, Google. Now, the goal is to convert YouTube's bounty of videos into a vast catalog of items that viewers can pursue, click, and buy directly. Now, I like this. I like it a lot, but I'll tell you why I don't like it at the same time.
Why?
Now, I like it because sometimes you'll see a shoe, you'll see whatever's in that clip, and you wonder, where can I find this from? Now, if you're going to comment on a video that has 100,000 million views,
your comment is not going to be seen.
Your comment is not going to be seen. The creator of that video won't comment back on you and reply back to you. And, well, basically, you're out of luck. And with this feature, all you have to do is click on that t-shirt or whatever, and you'll know. But I don't like this idea. Why? Because I feel like nowadays, everyone is trying to jump. Every platform is trying to jump on that e-commerce bandwagon now. We do see how Amazon has so much success as being the #1 e-commerce website, and we see Facebook following the footsteps, and now we see YouTube as well. Now, I kind of wonder, is Twitter going to jump on that as well?
That's going to be an interesting one.
I mean, I like it, but I don't like it as well.
You don't like it?
I just don't like. I don't like having everything materialized.
I agree with you on that one. You know, YouTube used to be just a platform for entertainment.
Funny videos, cat videos. Meow.
You would basically watch it just like you would watch TV. But now the company is going to be testing out this feature with a limited number of video channels. Creators will have control over the products that are displayed. And this is basically more or less of an experiment. So there hasn't been any verdict on whether or not it will be finalized. Now, it is unclear how YouTube creators will generate revenue from these sales, because as of now, every creator will be taking a cut of 30% per every payment. So it could also increase the revenue. I mean, YouTubers already make a lot of money out of their channels, especially if they get very large viewership. Let us know your thoughts. Have you ever wanted to shop out of YouTube? Have you ever wondered what a certain influencer, what a certain content creator is wearing and just never could get to them, whether it was through comments or even through Instagram DMs? Share your thoughts with us at Pulse 95 Radio on Instagram or text us in at 4215 do or ittisalat. Coming up on Future Talk, we're talking all about the argument of whether people love physical books more than ebooks. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
For me, I thought you were asking the viewers.
Everyone.
For me, ladies and gentlemen, actually, I'm looking at. I'll be honest with you.
Be honest.
I've done the iPad thing. I didn't like it as much because I do get quite distracted. But I love reading physical books. But I do want you guys to ask us. I mean, not ask us. Tell us. 4215 Dort Salat.
Co-founders of Bookends, a Sharjah platform right here in the UAE, is offering pre-loved books on an online platform for a much reduced price. Keep Pulse 95 locked. We'll be right back.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Pulse 95.
Ebooks versus physical books. That is definitely the question of today. Do you prefer reading an ebook or holding the physical version of the book? And this is a question that we actually asked all of our Future Talk listeners on our Instagram page at Pulse95 Radio. And the answers were a little bit shocking because it was personally a surprise for me, but also a surprise for many people that old school print on paper books still win the hearts of many, and helping people nurture that love of reading without having to make expensive trips to the bookstore. And especially during the coronavirus pandemic, we don't want to be going out as much and cluttering our rooms. A dream has come true. And the dream came true with two Sharjah residents that have brought the idea to life. Somia, Anwar, and Grace Karim actually came up with the idea of Bookends, which is a website that allows users to buy and sell pre-loved books. Books that you have owned, that you may have read once, and they have just had their place on the bookshelf for way too many years. Now they can have a brand new home.
Yes, gathering dust. Why let it gather dust, but instead give it to Bookends. Now, Grace and Somia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
The pleasure is all ours. Now, Grace, you want to tell us a little bit about the platform?
Can I tell you why is Bookends first?
Yes.
Actually, the statistics say that 17 trees make 1 ton of papers, which makes 25 books. So this is the, basically, that's the main idea of Bookends, which is reusing the same book all over again until the book is not being able to use, then it goes for recycling. And by doing that, we are first of all encouraging for more reading among adults and children as well. And we are providing good quality books at very affordable prices. So people can buy, instead of one book for the same price, they can buy 3-4 books or even more sometimes. So this is the idea behind Bookends in a way.
Absolutely. Can you walk us through the website? So this website was actually born right here in Sharjah, but a lot of people may not know their way around bookends.ae. So can you walk us through how can people scour through the different books on the website and choose their own?
Of course. It's very easy. Once they log in, the website is user-friendly. And because we deliver everywhere in UAE, and I specify in UAE only because we don't do international deliveries because it will cost lots of money. So wherever you are in UAE, any of the 7 Emirates, we work with a courier company that can deliver everywhere. And what you can do is either you look into genre from collection. You have so many different genres where you can select from there if you're looking for something specific, or you can put in search the book name or the author name, or even a word that you're looking. For example, you're looking for dinosaurs. You put the word dinosaurs in search, and you can get every book that has the word dinosaur in it. So it's very user-friendly and easy to do. Once you select the book that you like, of course, you add it to cart. And then you go back to adding more books. Unless you are done with your choice, then you can go to checkout. And then we offer only cash on delivery payment. So once the courier is there to deliver your books, you give them cash. And it's as simple as that. Very, very easy.
Simple, quick, and easy. Now I want to ask you guys, how did the idea come to mind? What motivated you to create Bookends? Grace or Somia?
Yes, thank you. So the idea actually came together over a coffee morning when me and Grace were talking about how expensive books are. So one side, we want to encourage our kids to read. At the same time, it's been quite heavy on our pockets. So we talked about this magical shelf, which will keep on refreshing itself. So Sharjah, that brought in the idea together that what about having a marketplace where people can buy and sell pre-loved books?
I love the concept of having a magical shelf because I'm sure every bookworm would have wished to have a bookshelf that would renew itself with brand new books whenever their old books, they were done reading them. Coming up on Future Talk, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into different people's trends. So why have trends shifted over time, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, between ebooks and reading physical books? But also, how safe is it to buy books off of an online platform during the COVID-19 pandemic. Lots and lots is in store right here on Future Talk. If you have any questions for Grace or Somia, make sure you send them in at 4215 do Irtisalat or text us in at Pulse 95 Radio on Instagram. Keep Pulse 95 locked. We'll be right back.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Don't you wish there was a magic shelf that could come up with new books every time our children and even ourselves outgrew the old one? While magic shelves sadly don't exist, there is one online platform that could help us get pre-loved books at a discounted price. Somia, Anwar, and Grace Karim came up with the idea for Bookends, a website that was born and bred right here in the heart of Sharjah, and it allows every user to buy and even sell their very own pre-owned books at a discounted price. Welcome to the show, Grace and Somia. It's such a great honor having you with us today. And we want to ask you a little bit about the trends that have been shifted during the coronavirus pandemic. You know, online book sales have definitely increased way too much as people were staying at home during lockdowns, and even nowadays as parents try to look for ways to entertain their kids. But in the argument of ebooks versus physical books, has the pandemic changed or shifted people's trends? Somia, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Grace, do you want to go for that?
Yes. Definitely, we cannot deny the benefits of the convenience of having ebook and audiobook available. But still, the charm of having a physical book in hand is something that cannot beat at all, because people are still liking having a physical book. If I want to talk about myself, I'd rather prefer to have a book in hand rather than reading ebook or audiobook. And also, with the pandemic now, everything is becoming online. Like, you know, your work is online, school kids is online, everything is online.
Absolutely.
Entertainment is online. So you want to get away from being in front of the screen. So how do you do that while you are having fun and enjoying yourself? You go to a physical book. And also the statistics show that regardless of how wanted the ebooks and audiobooks are, the physical book is still most wanted and most sellable all over the world. Those are the statistics.
100%. I agree with you on that one.
Hani is definitely a lover for physical books.
I love physical books. I have my own library.
I hope we'll see you one of our customers soon, Hani.
Hopefully, I wouldn't mind. Now, I want to ask you, Somia, how is the sanitization process going with the COVID-19 pandemic going on? Some people, they do have a little bit of a phobia, especially if they do get a used book. So how is the sanitization process going?
So that's an excellent question. And before we talk about our customers, I feel that that's been our concern from day one as well. We want these books to be safe for us to handle and safe for our readers to read. So we have a process that we put the books together through. So we are receiving these books from sellers, which are individuals just like you and me, who have read the books and they want to just give them, sell them out so they can buy other books as well. So once we receive these books, first we put them through direct sunlight. After that, we wipe the books and sanitize them using an antibacterial spray. After that, we put them in a case which we have a UV light radiation exposed very directly to each of these books. And through this process, we feel that the books are then safe for us to handle and safe for our readers to read as well.
That's great to know that even though we are buying pre-loved books, they are still not going to be compensating on our safety and our health. Another aspect of, the argument of buying ebooks or going for a physical book is the issue of screen time. A lot of parents can definitely agree with me on this one. Screen time has been skyrocketing during COVID-19. And anyone, even right now, even though we are not in lockdown, when I just take a peek at my screen time on my iPhone, today I got the report. It's 9 hours per day. 9 hours per day. So I definitely think everyone should be getting a break from looking at a screen.
100%, and I agree as well because like you guys said, we spend so much time on our phones, tablets, computers. We do want to kind of disappear for a moment. So why not disappear into a nice physical copy of the book? I'm with it. I love reading books, and during the coronavirus pandemic, it did kind of reignite my love for books.
Another benefit of reading physical books, and especially using a platform that would reuse these books, is the aspect of sustainability. So, Grace, can you walk us through this aspect, this benefit of reusing pre-loved books by having an online platform that can sell them?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned before about the statistics, so imagine when we sell as bookends 5,000 books, how many trees we are saving if 17 trees are making 25 books. So imagine the amount of trees are being saved when you sell first time 5,000 books, and those books are coming back to us, so they are reselling again and again and again, and we keep on reselling the same book until it is not manageable, or the pages are torn, or it became really cannot be used anymore. Then we send it for recycling. So imagine this reusing fact, how much it contributes towards saving the trees on our planet.
Absolutely. And the best part about it is the website itself is very easy to use. You can pick your own genres. You can even find a specific topic to search for.
Yes.
If, let's say, your kids are learning about a certain animal, you can find books about it.
And the prices are very reasonable. I've spent quite some time on the website looking through bookends.ae, and I'm going to tell you guys, from my experience, they look very reasonable pricing, and I do like the content that is being put on the website.
Grace and Somia, thank you. Grace and Somia, thank you so much for joining us today. Best of luck on your platform that was born and bred right here in Sharjah, bookends.ae. Anyone who is in the mood for reading a physical book can go ahead and check them out as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure is all ours.
Coming up on Future Talk, we're going to be telling you all about new plans happening in the digital world as Samsonite decides to connect its very own backpack with Google Tech. So you can basically control your backpack through your phone. Lots and lots is going to be in store.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that nowadays we can control our backpacks with our phone. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to dive into the bag. Stay tuned right here only on Pulse 95.
Gadget of the day.
New tech you might want to play with.
Pulse 95.
New tech you might want to play with or even put your items in, because we're talking about a new Samsonite backpack that uses Google Tech to connect with your phone. Now, if you're looking for a way to interact with your phone without actually looking at it, well, Samsonite might have a solution for you, or at least for a little bit certain scenarios. Now, the company's new Connect backpack uses Google's Jacquard Tech to connect to your smartphone. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the Jacquard Tech? Well, it is a smart module that is inserted into one of the backpack straps, and the backpack has also a touch-sensitive part on that same strap. Now, the backpack does support several gestures, such as swiping up or down and double tapping, which you can assign to perform various tasks on your phone.
I love how, interacting with this backpack is going to be very similar to how we tend to use our phones, because tapping, double tapping, these are all motions that you would typically do on your touch screen to be able to operate your phone. But now they can even help you deal with your backpack. Now, these tasks can be anything from starting a music track, stopping a music track, asking for navigation instructions, and they can all be done with one tap. Now, another interesting part about this backpack is it can light up and vibrate when you get incoming calls or text messages. So ignoring a phone call is not going to be easy anymore when your entire backpack is also alarming you that you are getting a call. And all of this can easily be set up through the smartphone app that Samsonite is connecting with all Android and iPhone smartphones.
Now, I think this is very important for people who are always on the go. Now, when you talk about backpacks, you know what the first thing that comes into my mind, Omnia,
What?
is New York City. New York City backpacks, people on subway trains, going to work, commuting from point A to B. And they always have backpacks because obviously they're going for long commutes and they have their laptop, phone, portable chargers, everything. So to have something to control whatever you need to have with your backpack is very important. Now, how useful all of this does remain open to debate, obviously, as many of these tasks can be easily performed on a smartwatch or even a smartphone itself.
Yeah.
And on its website, Samsung does have a fun ad where I'll tell you this: a sloth steals one of the backpacks and then uses it to play music and take selfies. Which what I'm trying to understand from this is that it's so easy, even a sloth could do it.
Absolutely. And I love how even though, people are on the go almost every single day of our lives nowadays, especially because of how fast-paced life has become, using your own backpack to be able to control different things on your phone can also come in handy, especially when you just don't necessarily want to have your phone out, and especially if you're carrying a lot of things. Instead of having to pull your phone out of the pocket, all you need to do is turn to your the strap of the backpack, and signify to your phone what you want it to do. Let us know, how would you use this backpack if you could get your hands on one? How easy would it be to control your phone through your backpack and control your backpack through your phone at the same time?
So we do know that the backpack is waterproof. It has water-repellent fabric, multiple storage pockets, and a laptop compartment that does fit laptops up to 15.6 inches in size. So pretty big laptops. But for that price point, well, you have two variants. One that does cost $219, where the slim version does cost around $200. But the only available color is black, which is my favorite color. So if I ever do need one, I might get my hands on it. Let us know what your thoughts on this. 4215 or message us on Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. But Future Talk is coming to an end. We're jumping on that spaceship and flying all the way into outer space.
Absolutely. Coming up on Pulse 95 Radio is Afternoon Karak. The Dream Team, Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah, have a great show in store for all of you. Everything you need to know about what's happening in the entertainment industry, movies, shows, you name it. Aisha Al-Mazmi has got it for you. Keep Pulse 95 locked, but we will see you once again, same time, same place tomorrow, only here on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.